By, and the Warriors on top by 4. Curry defended by Little off his.
Not this year.
Highlight: Steph launches himself into the defender, no call. The new rule in play. Replay/alternate angles. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit if you have any questions or concerns. Here is a QuickCat mirror of this streamable link. If the link doesn't work, please wait a few minutes for the QuickCat to be ready. Without the whistle it just looks ridiculous. I love it. Yep. This was always the easy solution. BC players don't like to look stupid. This needs to be a Sports Center segment, where they highlight these plays in some segment like Shaq Na Fool. I bet it cleans right up when the players don't want to make that segment. That would have solved this issue years ago lol. Chuck and Shaq have brought a lot of public attention to this specifically over the years if I'm not mistaken. Glad we are installing and rewarding defenders still. I'm okay with a 100-97 ball game. Lol, he tried it. Sky Tester. Not this year. I wish this sub had text flares. With the amount of memes here I don't see why we can't have them frown. Mods might as well be NFL employees for being killjoys. This sub is a prison. On planet bullshit. In the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks. Good for the league. Now we just pray like this isn't like the flopping ban that was enforced for only a week in the preseason. Yeah, we'll see how this is going in February. Remember finding floppers? That was really satisfying all 8 times it happened. It feels like it was even less than 8 tbh. Nature is healing. I really hope they actually enforce this and don't forget about it during the season. Out of all the foul bait moves, this is one of the most obvious, so they should be able to not blow the whistle on this one. Steph is also fucking terrible at drawing it. Look at this shit. He jumps into the defender like he's trying to throw up a hook in the lane. At least go up with your shoulders and hips lined up with the basket FFS. He's always done it this unnatural way, and I'm glad they're attempting to no longer call it. He even threw the shot up with his offhand lol. True foul baiting is a skill. Rather or not you want to respect it, it's not something every player can do. TBF no players looks good drawing it because it's so unnatural, and now players are gonna look like fools when they don't call it. And then they're gonna complain that they didn't call it. This was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Adam Silver has saved basketball. Also I love the call by the announcer, not this year. Lamar heard he's awesome. He's doubly awesome with Calibro by his side. So happy he's back. No offense to Jordan Kent. Curry after the play. Ayo, I was just testing the new rule. It works. To be fair, that's what I would do if I was Curry. Gotta be really sure they won't call shit now. You gotta figure out exactly what the new boundaries are. It's like kids testing their parents' limits. If you're a player you need to know what the refs are and aren't going to blow the whistle on. Thank God. Hopefully they stay consistent with it, but this is great. It makes players' fouls baiting look ridiculous and hurt their team. Justice. Beautiful. You love to see it. If you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball, y'all. The NBA is back, baby. Now if they could emphasize traveling as well, actual basketball could be back too. Steph traveled before launching himself in this vid. Yay, they really need to bring it back. Also this palming the ball deal that's so popular in today's game. I swear guys half carry them ball up the court today. KD is amazing, but like his whole hand is under the ball during his killer Hesse to pull up or crossover. They murdered AI for so much less. Not this year, fella. Yep, that's exactly the type of play that needs to be stopped. Just jump straight up like a normal shot, and if the D fell for the pump bad enough to hit you, well done, but none of this jumping forwards 2 and 3 feet or sideways BS. It's sad that it even needs to be said out loud. Yeah, FR was laughing with a mate about it last season and how ridiculous it was, and we're both like, yo, shitty refs in junior ball didn't let you get away with this shit. They just say something like you initiated the contact. And the double standards on the sideways stuff, all good to give the shooter their landing space, but why isn't the defender allowed theirs too if all they were going to do was sail past you with zero contact? I have never been more satisfied with a no call. I have never been more satisfied with a no call on Steph. Love to see it. Steve Kerr like that. This looks so much more embarrassing when there's no whistle following it. Good to see. Shouldn't this be an offensive foul? That'll be the day. Finally. And now everyone can see it for what it always was, absolute clown play. Look how silly Steph looks jacking that shit up after heaving himself into the defender. Not hearing a whistle after that shit and seeing players getting back on D was amazing. That's a move many players over the years have used a lot. It will be interesting to see if it stays implemented or the refs forget it after a few weeks after enough complaining. Exactly what I was thinking. Please God let it continue past the preseason. Feels good, man. And immediately complains to ref. All the stars are gonna have a massive bitch fest till they get used to it. Can't wait for the Harden and CP3 compilations. I get it, but I feel like the act of doing this is an adaptation to the rules in the first place. The rules were weak, so players responded by pushing the boundary. As the rules strengthen, good players adapt. Steph, just testing, alright. Everyone be like Trae Young in shambles. Meanwhile, Steph Curry. Steph has always done stuff like this. Why everyone is surprised. The reason people are surprised is probably because he's not good at selling it, so doesn't get the calls anyway, lol. This. He always does this, looks goofy, and doesn't get the call. When I watched, why'd you do it, Steph? Why? I love it. He jumped to the side too, so even worse than normal. Steph's never been able to sell this type of move well. The way he does it isn't fooling anyone. Steph is terrible at, probably only get 33% of the call, but since his free throws are almost guarantee, it's also the same percent as his threes. There should have been a whistle. That's a travel. LMFAO, not this year. Should be a flare. Steph just testing the alpha stage of you. Can't do that anymore. Exe. That felt so satisfying. I didn't think it would feel so good. I'm so glad they changed this rule. I always thought it was dirty. No matter who did it. I can understand if you're about to pull up 3 and someone is soaring and crashes into you. But, for you to jump into someone? Emo, they should call an offense foul. Oh no. James Harden is gonna average 8 points per game this season. Massive travel as well if you watch in slow-mo. I thought that would have been an offensive foul given how far he was, but a no call is okay too, Emo. Lamau, I remember PPL kept trying to deny that Curry does this a lot and would only say rip Harden, Trae, and Luka with the rule change. Nah fam, it's Harden, Trae, Luka, and Curry. Edit, the replies complete my comment so well. Pretty much any guard. Holy travel, Batman. There's such small steps that it's easy to miss, but once he's done with the second shuffle he's used up all of his available steps. The travel looks equally as egregious to me. Like I don't see how you can miss that watching it on replay at least. Had to test it, I guess. I like the non-call though. Good. Beautiful. That's such an improvement. That was so egregious, so glad it's a no call now. I respect the limit testing. Let's fucking go. Kings finally have an advantage. None of the players were big-brained enough to consistently go for these. Rip Harden. Fucking finally. Refs.